you waiting on? Hey everybody, I am starting half an hour late. I'm sorry, I know I posted something saying I was going to go live at 10:30. So many glitches. I don't have an intro today, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to say thank you so much for everybody who has been following me. I'm actually really surprised because I have been getting so many messages on like, hey, you're doing good, and I love what you're doing with the show and how you're changing it, and sending me like videos and links and, giving me something to be a little bookworm on and do research. So I really appreciate all of that. Thanks to, like I said, everybody who's, been watching me from the moment I started streaming from Charlie Kirk's death. That's what started all this off. I had been thinking about starting a podcast. I was kind of preparing myself for it anyway, made some connections, did some loops, around the circles. And here we are. And, we gave it a test run, just doing some random lives. Well, not random, but lives that were more just like whatever was on my mind. Didn't really have a set. I was on the front porch. But I've gotten some messages about that front porch. And some of you really like the front porch videos. So my Bible study, my Talmud study is going to be on the porch. It'll be like midday live stream. The casual Luna will be out. We can save the glam Luna for night. For the actual Thirst Trap News. Do you guys see my logo right? Oh, right here. Look, everything's mirrored. Isn't it cool? Look at them thirsty lips. I tried to make them look like mine and my teeth. And I tried to do, like my favorite lipstick color. That was as close as I could get. Me and the AI had a few arguments. But I like this one. Let me know what you guys think about my logo. My puppies in the background are making a lot of noise. And I need those bones taken out of their cages. So while that gets situated, I will kind of explain what the Bible reading I do is about. It's from the book of Revelation. There's a book that I used when I was growing up. Well, I used. Everyone in the church used it. We were forced to, but it's called Revelation, Grand Climax at Hand. And it is the best book I've ever seen to explain the book of Revelation, which can be like really hard to understand. So it breaks it down. There is some doctrinal stuff in there that I kind of just omit, but for the most part, it's a pretty great book. And then the Talmud that I'm reading so rebelliously, breaking the rules, folks. That is so we can understand why everything that's being said about the Jews and their Jewish religion is going around right now. So we're just taking it to the source. I don't really have a schedule on when I do it. Typically, I kind of alternate back and forth, Revelation book, Talmud, Revelation book, Talmud. But we'll see how it goes. So anyway, now that my producer is back, I am going to see what is the first video he has for us.
Hi guys, this is my blind sister Emily. She is 10 years old. Oh, the camera's this way.
I almost wish it wasn't this video because I've already seen it.
This money would definitely save not only her but.
She's so cute.
Oh man, I'm here. The camera right here. Right here. The camera's right here. To win that 100, you need it. This would be a birthday gift.
He could see the water though. He knew where to grab it, but he poured it on his face.
Blind since the day he was born.
Cute too.
And it affects a lot of things in his day-to-day life. He goes.
This is my son Wesley. We are entering in for a chance to win the $100,000 for the cure for blindness. So Wesley's been blind since his. Since you were born.
Wait, the camera. No, this way. y'all doing? This is my son Carson. He is 7 years old, and he's been blind since
How
because
handsome.
he ain't never experienced anything like this. It would mean a lot to him. Oh, shit, come on, boy.
This is my son, and he is blind. We need the donation because this would really help him win his opportunity.
And then I feel as though she can't really see because she.
He's blind, as you can see, and we wanna win.
The parents
this
kill me.
contest. Say hi. And he's blind.
Hi guys.
No one makes
This is
it.
my
They all break and laugh. It's really cute. I'm actually going to try to do this with my daughter. We'll see how it goes. We'll see if she's on to me that it's fake, or if she gives it her best effort. I will post it for you guys. Okay. This is going to be 80s what tapes?
VHS dating tapes.
Oh, good. So we went from prison dating to video prison dating to now 19. Oh, it's like the Blockbuster ones where you could like make a VHS of a dating profile and then you like turn it in. I saw like a bunch of these at Blockbuster when I was a kid, and because somebody released them or whatever from this company that does like dating and like video dating back then. And I remember it playing on like a TV or something somewhere, but this is probably going to be so nostalgic. Let's go.
Hello, my name is Ellen. Some people call me sexy. Others say I'm...
No one calls you sexy, Ellen. Ellen, you lack inflection. Okay?
sensuous.
Hi, I'm Linda.
Poor baby. I'm scared for her.
Well, you know, when I'm not using my doctor and pharmacy to troubleshoot a large healthcare computer system, I'm over at the gym pumping iron or driving my black
She's pumping iron, folks.
Porsche with the wind blowing through my...
What's up, Dark Raven? Chell Sniper. We are watching Forgotten VHS dating tapes from 1987. So yesterday we had the prison video dating. Now we have these like video things. I think Blockbuster released them back in the day, but so far so good. Juicy.
my hair and singing along with
Her hair is beautiful. She's gorgeous, by the way.
Anita Baker's Rapture of Love.
I guess you could say I'm an Oreo cookie freak. I have an Oreo cookie jar, Oreo salt and pepper shakers. I like to collect anything with an Oreo on it. And I love to eat double stuffed ones. They're the best.
Bette Midler. I laugh hysterically at Bette Midler.
Bette Midler is her comedic inspiration. Oh, you're from the UK. I like ye. Which part of the UK? My father is from the Highlands. Well, his great grandparents are. His great grandparents come from the Highlands. So yeah, shout out where from the UK.
I have 2 cats, and I don't know how to ride
That was it. I have 2 cats.
a horse. And my goal in life is to have my own religion.
I like her. Her goal in life is to have her own religion. We got a seasoned cult leader, my friends. Oh, your family is Irish, but living in Yorkshire. Oh, the Irish. I love the Irish. You guys have a lot more good-looking men than the Scottish, I will say. My family comes from the Scottish side. You know, we're just good for drinking and brawling. You guys got the looks.
I was a flop at canoeing. I'm looking for a romanticist. Spend
A romanticist.
time at the fireplace.
At the
I wanna
fireplace.
Clean. Be clean, you know? I keep my
Clean is a
closet
must.
clean, and I
Fireplace is a must. I like that she included fireplace. If you don't have a fireplace in your living room, master bath, and or bedroom, or one of those fireplaces that connects the bedroom and the bathroom where you can see it on like both sides and like it's like only got like one wall and like sticks out, you know what I'm talking about? It's like glass on 3 sides. Yeah, that's really sexy.
expect a man to do the same.
And I also like very meaty men.
One
Whoa.
who's charming.
You get what she's saying? You picking up what she's laying down? Let's see. Us Irish have the charm, so us bleh, I refuse to wear my reading glasses on this. Us Irish have the charm, so we do. No, she said meaty men. You know, she needs a man that's packing.
Personable, doesn't smoke in my face.
Who smokes in anyone's face? That means she's had trash encounters, poor thing.
I am looking for a passionate yet permanent romance within the guidelines
This is
of
the religion
safe
lady.
dating practices.
Well, I gotta
Safe
go now, but
dating.
keep in touch, okay? Bye.
I'm Janet. I'm looking for...
She don't even know.
I'm not sure.
Hello, my name is Ellen. Some people call me.
Oh, those are wonderful. No, yes, she likes meaty men. I don't know a woman that doesn't like a meaty man. Ain't a woman if they like any light-framed males. I don't know. Yeah, you gotta have a man with some substance, for sure. Okay, so is this the next video? Okay, so I don't know what this one's about, but it says talk about enough, so either she's pissed. Is she pissed? What's she pissed about?
Don't feed gender dysphoria.
Okay, so this next video, finally, we're getting into some good stuff. Funny stuff's over. Don't feed gender dysphoria. That is where we're going next. So, gender dysphoria, I think really is just body dysmorphic syndrome. But let's continue.
Something we don't talk about enough is the fact that gender dysphoria is the only mental illness that we cure by playing into it. If someone has
I've said this so many times. I wasted my damn degree. Got a round of applause going, folks. I wasted my degrees. Right as I graduated, they wanted us to just automatically affirm this one disorder. Just this one. Just this one. And it's not okay. Why is it that this disorder... Oh, you gotta see the Netflix show about the serial killer that wore the skins and stuff. Forget his name. Gein. Ed Gein. He was transgender, and Hitchcock has a line in the show about how when people aren't allowed to, you know, just placate to their desires and experience them fully, that it turns inward and becomes mental illness. Well, his solution is just let them do what they need to do, kind of like the psychiatrist in Dexter and Dexter's dad, like, ooh, how can we direct this in a healthy way? But gender dysphoria, yeah, makes no sense to me why we would just automatically resort to chemically altering and physically altering their body just because they walk in one day and say, hey, I figured out what my problems are. My problems are that I'm this, the opposite gender, which, by the way, is binary. The TQ plus bullshit. You guys are retarded. You're hypocrites. You still think in binary terms. So I don't understand how you can say you can't define a woman, yet you know how to define one enough to want to be one if you're a man. You know exactly how to fit the formula, the heels, the shape in the legs, the way y'all talk, you men that are like sissy fairy lady boys, like women don't even talk like that. But you know what to do. You know how to put on the costume, but that makes no sense because if you can't define gender and you were trying to change your gender, it seems like you'd be mixed all up with all 17 of your genders that you guys have. But yeah, you when you come in, if you got, okay, I've never met someone that's trans that isn't either massively traumatized, depressed, or have anxiety. And it doesn't matter what you change the outside to look like. This and this is still the same. So your problems don't disappear just because you put on a new costume. Because your heart and your mind are still the same. And that's what needs is the tender loving care. Is your heart needs to be addressed. Your mental faculties need to be addressed, whether it's chemical or thoughts or both. Then maybe after a period of time where it's sustained, after you've hit, dealt with your trauma, dealt with your anxiety, dealt with your depression, if then, and those are gone and you still feel like you want to be another gender, that's a different story. But the influx that's happened to me seems like a fad. It seems like a cult that was seeking out people to turn a tiny, tiny, tiny minority into a majority for the purposes of human sex trafficking. Because these kids who go and do this and didn't really want to literally become more depressed and more anxious and more sad. And a lot of them end up killing themselves because they don't have a quality of life. They're always sick. By the way, the hormones that you have to be on, there's no such thing as natural hormones unless it's produced by your body. Those are all synthetic. So now you want to pump your body full of synthetic hormones for your entire life. And I have personal experience with this because I've had reproductive issues since I was in my early 20s. I've had to be on synthetic hormones my entire life, and I became allergic to them to the point where I couldn't take them anymore. And so then I had to have surgery to, in essence, jumpstart, my other ovary, basically. I had to take one out to get the good one to wake up. So the chemicals destroyed me. I'd break out in rashes. I would get fat, real chunky. But the rashes and that was a huge sign to me. So you're going to go, and after my surgery, I was on a very teeny, tiny, tiny, tiny amount of testosterone after my hysterectomy. And I mean, I'm already high in testosterone. That teeny tiny little bit was making my hair fall out in gobs. So if you could just imagine what's going on at a young age. I mean, women, when you get rid of your estrogen at a young age, your bones will become brittle. You will literally break your bones. By the time you're in your late 20s, you will have osteoporosis. And then, not to mention the slew of other endocrine cancers that come from being loaded up on testosterone, because every single cell in your body as a woman is a female cell. And those female cells aren't supposed to have that testosterone load. So those cells are now out of balance chemically, and everything starts breaking down. Yes, I am an open book. I do like to, speak on things I've gone through personally, because you can have all the paperwork. At the end of the day, honestly, life experience really gives you the wisdom. Knowledge and wisdom are two different things. Knowledge is how intelligent you are. Wisdom is what you use, how you use the information you have. And I'm just here to share my experience. And because I've been through all the things I talk about. Anything I talk about on this podcast, I've personally went through. I don't really comment on something that I don't personally know what it feels like. And if I do, I'll make sure to state that it's my opinion or it's just how I feel. But if it's coming from a place of experience, I like to share it for other people who don't necessarily know who to turn to. And sometimes a stranger on the internet that will talk back to you is the safest place, because you don't want to necessarily talk to the people in your life. You know what I mean? And I know what that feels like too. So life experience normally make people better. It's character building. Absolutely. I agree. Okay. Let me see. I don't remember what this video is saying. It's only 7 seconds in, so I'm just going to back it up because I see the schizophrenia thing on there. It got me going, but let's see what she has to say. I don't know how she's bringing schizophrenia into this. Maybe she'll convince me of something.
Something we don't talk about enough is the fact that gender dysphoria is the only mental illness that we cure by playing into it. If someone has schizophrenia, we never say, oh, well, we can fix that. You just have to believe that all of your hallucinations are real. If someone has anxiety, we don't say, oh, well, the world is anxiety inducing and that is valid, and so you should just stay anxious, be even more anxious, in fact. Are you fixed now? If someone has depression, we would never say, oh, well, everything is really depressing and really sad, so you should just lay around and just be sad.
This is exactly the points I've been making. Hey, Mom, I want to chop my boobs off. Sure, honey. Let's do it. So excited. I'm sorry, if you're a parent that does it to your child underage, you don't love your child. You're trying to prove something to the world. This ain't about your kid. This is about your political points and your social points you can get from your stupid Smith and Jones people in your country club gated neighborhood while trying to signal to each other how virtuous you are because all of you who have all this money probably do deplorable things to get it. Because any fucking mother who's willing to do this to their child is literally probably the most selfish bitch I've ever met. There was a woman that I didn't know, but my husband knew. And like her son was 3 or so, maybe younger. The son never said a word about anything. She just wanted so bad to have a trans kid. And she just from jump started dressing him in girls' clothes. And I'm just like, I didn't even know the bitch, and I wanted to beat her ass on behalf of that kid. There's 3 things in this world that will make me go into a blind rage. That's seeing a child abuse, an animal, or an old person. I can't believe Chels. I'm just going to call you Chels. I can't believe it either. It's the most masterful, artful brainwash I have ever seen. When they locked us all down during COVID and the kids were forced to be on their devices nonstop, they were cramming this brainwash down their throats while you had teachers putting rainbow, BLM, all this shit down their lanyards. And every time, it was a freaking white person. I don't know. I think that they are like full of self-hatred because they've also been brainwashed by the government to believe they're the bad guys. And I think that they don't know how to love themselves anymore. So much so that they want to be someone else. I mean, my God, all these kids who want to be trans, I don't blame them for being so damn depressed, because if you listen to rhetoric that's in schools about how awful America is, they don't teach the kids anything good about America and civics. They talk about all the bullshit, but America is literally, there isn't a country without bullshit. First of all, that's the natural order of the world. One place conquers and wins another land. That's what happens. So sorry if in the last 6,000 years it just happened to be white skin that took over the frickin' world. Not my problem. To me, it's not a white thing. But it's a brains thing, okay? It's a smarts thing, you know? So you have this whole demographic of people that have been, for the last 10 years, actually longer, since Obama got in office, who's done nothing but say how awful white people are. Yeah, you're going to have kids all over the place who think that they're inherently evil because they literally have been preaching white guilt, and you know what that is. You're born with it if you're white, is what they say, which is fucking lies. Lies, lies, lies. I love white people, black people. I love my Indian family. I love my, Asian friends, my Caribbean friends, my Canadian friends. I got friends in almost every continent from running for office. And everybody that I've talked to is super dope. And we all love and want the same things. And it's just love and acceptance. And white folks, I'm sorry, but you guys need to stop listening to that. Buck up, saddle back up, get back on your horse, and go be the badasses that you are and learn to love yourself. Just love yourself. When you love yourself, you won't want to change yourself. I mean, there's self-expression. There's like a healthy form of it. I don't really care if a dude wants to wear a dress. Hell, I think Scottish men in kilts are hot. But it's more about the kind of the way you carry yourself more than like if you like to wear eyeliner and you're a dude, or if you're a girl and you like to like wear, you know, baggy shirts and pants. Like, it's really not even the clothes or how you adorn or decorate yourself. It's more so about your character. But yeah, man, golly, I get off on tangents on this because it's hit my home.
And depressed, and never ever ever do anything to reverse that feeling. Just really, really sit and stew in it. Meanwhile, saying that we shouldn't play into the lie behind gender dysphoria is going to get me hate on the internet. This is a crazy world we're living in. Something we don't talk about enough is the fact that gender dysphoria is the only...
What are you doing? It's not in this. No, it isn't. Okay, all you have to do is go here. And then... Oh, it's right here. Pause button. Can you guys hear Darth Vader breathing? I might just let him stay through the whole thing. And maybe it'll be a thing. Where, like, through the whole entire... Ooh, I could use, like... I'm going to make some music. I'm going to make it, like, very much Star Wars inspired, like the Force, the Dark Force. Can you hear... So, Chels, can you hear Darth Vader's voice or mic? Can you guys hear Darth Vader breathing, or is that just coming through on my computer? I just paused it. That's funny. I like that. That's giving me ideas. I think I'm going to get like a... I used to have a sound effects pad on my tablet, and I would like have sound effects during my podcast that I had 13 years ago. I might do that too. Okay, so now we got to get our windows fixed over here. So now... Okay. Well, I'm still doing a video review. No, she's over, actually. I'm wrong. She's done. I'm wrong. I got all discombobulated. Okay, well, now that we got Darth Vader's rude ass off of our live stream, cheers. So, funny note, my father was a huge Star Wars fan. And he went to Return of the Jedi dressed as Darth Vader. And they named me Leia after Princess Leia. So that is actually my birth name. But everybody calls me Luna, so you do not have permission to call me Leia. Unless... I mean, you really have to earn that. You might get schmacked if you ever refer to me as Leia. Okay, next video. Let's stay serious. We'll go funny at the end. Okay, so what is this about? Pause it. Before you load these up, since I don't have my script, what are these about? What's this one about? So, South Carolina judge's home catches on fire after issuing a ruling, against the Trump administration, folks. Yeah, Trump's got a lot of supporters. And you guys are mutilating our kids. So, not shocking your house is on fire. Let's watch it.
You can hear this thing burning.
That is kind of crazy that you can hear it from that far away. Okay, so this video coming up is going to explain like what we just saw. Y'all. Look at that. Just that freeze frame of that fire. South Carolina judge's $1.1 million house burned to the ground.
A devastating fire has destroyed the beachfront home of South Carolina Circuit Court Judge Diane Goodstein. The blaze broke out.
Goodstein. OMG. Why are they're everywhere?
Saturday morning on Edisto Beach. sending 3 family members to the hospital, including her husband, former state senator Arnold Goodstein. Officials say the $1.1 million 3-story home was engulfed in flames around 11:30 a.m. with
Y'all see that water? Is that what? Why is there so much water up against the house right there? Was this during a storm?
investigators now probing the cause.
Oh, it's just the shot. Okay.
According to South Carolina Chief Justice John Kittredge, the fire may have stemmed from an apparent explosion. Arnold Goodstein reportedly
just saying,
helped others escape before leaping from the burning structure himself, suffering multiple broken bones in his
This was a judge, by the way. Okay?
hips, legs, and feet. The investigation into what sparked the fire is ongoing.
So she refused to turn over voter information. That's what one person's saying. That she protected the people. You mean Ms. Goldstein, all of the fake votes from the stolen 2020 election? That one? Where I had my friends that I care about, one of which I care about deeply, locked up and tortured for saving people's lives during that whole J6 event. By the way, I was the first person running for freaking Congress to stand on the Capitol steps in Tallahassee and demand the release of the J6 prisoners. All of them. And also the fact that Ashley Babbitt was not the only one who was killed. In fact, there's another lady who was murdered by the police. And one of my friends that I met through the one I care about a lot, he became a friend after he got pardoned. But he tried to stop the murder of Roseanne Boylan. And he got put in prison that day as a terrorist, while the police were beating an unconscious, very overweight woman on the ground, stepping on her, kicking her head, literally crushing her organs, treating her like trash. It was a whole entire op, just saying. But, yeah, it's... So I don't even know if that's what it is. I just saw a comment on there, okay, about voters. Because that's what they want all the illegals for. All the fake votes, all the dead people voting, all the illegal people voting. There were people's pets voting, okay? So, I don't know. What it seems to me is she must have been involved in something really dirty. Or she pissed off a Trump supporter really bad. Which I have to say, Trump supporters right now, not even Trump supporters, I don't even want to say Trump supporters, it's not really even accurate, because they're out of, MAGA is not just Trump supporters. There's the Trump supporters inside MAGA. So when you see MAGA, that red hat, that doesn't necessarily mean they like Trump. It means they want America first. So I can tell you that base is motivated right now. And they're angry. And I bet you we'll see more of stuff like this. And I think it's going to get worse. But honestly, I'm kind of hoping for that. I would really love to just go ahead and say, you know what? I'm fucking done with talking. We're all done with talking. Everybody put their mics down, their cameras down, blah, 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 blah. Let's just fucking pick up the arms and go, man. We pay for that White House. We pay for that, all those halls, the Congressional Hall, the Senate, all of it. Those are our buildings. How you gonna trespass your own buildings? Those are ours. They're living in our house because we appointed it. And I'm just ready to go ahead and let's go. I don't want to say the words, but I think y'all know what I'm saying. I think it's time. All right.
So, guys, this is an absolutely crazy story about a man who had the Walmart app on his phone. And what he did is there's an option within the app to be able to go in and
this is an older
reorder
video.
All. So he had a cart.
Actually, what I'll say is this video is not that old. This is from September 3rd, but a year ago, I saw someone else do this exact same thing where they reordered their exact same cart. I don't know if it was Walmart though, but they reordered their exact same cart, their exact same groceries, and they showed the increase in price. And it was baffling. Tonight, I took my daughter out to a hot pot restaurant where, you know, it's really cool, where all the plates are like look like they're floating on the counter, and you cook your soup or your Korean grill. It's all on the table, and you just cook everything yourself, and it's a wonderful place. And the staff is amazing. It's called Lanji Hot Pot, and the owner is like the sweetest little Asian man. He's so sweet. But good God, just me and her. I walked out of there spending $81. $81 for me and a 12-year-old on a mama date night. So, and neither of us could finish. I mean, we loaded up our plates with meat. Like, we made sure we got our money's worth, and we were just like so full. But it hurt. Like, it hurt checking out. Ooh.
Order. This is way back from 2 years after the pandemic started for $126 for all of his groceries. So just out of morbid curiosity, when he went back into the app, he looked at his own orders and thought.
So, Chels, this was like not like a single bowl hot pot. This was like they bring you broth for like 5 bowls per person. Like, it's a deep pot. And then you have like a buffet where you have all different kinds of meats and veggies that, like, the veggies, it's really cool. There's like a magnetic belt underneath, and the plates are magnetic. And while you're sitting, the plates go around the whole restaurant. They have cellophane over it, obviously, but they go around the whole restaurant. And you just like take your toppings off. So you can make, it's like buffet hot pot. So that it, but yeah, the last time I was there 3 months ago or 2 months ago, I spent $10 less and had gotten the grill too. So I was just in shock leaving it today.
I'm just going to do reorder all just to see what the difference will be. 3 times the price in 2 years. They are gaslighting us, guys. They are gaslighting us that things are so hard for companies after the pandemic. Companies are making money hand over fist. They can afford to pay you more. They can afford to hire more people. This is just corporate greed. The cost of getting meat, getting vegetables out of the ground, farming things up, shipping them has not gone threefold in 2 years. These companies are just making extra money off of all of it. And so when you go to the grocery store, and I've had this sentiment so many times myself in the last couple of years, and I'm like,
but this started during Biden. This is a mess that happened during Biden. Remember COVID? Remember supply chain? Remember? Nothing went back cheaper after that. Trump's been fighting desperately to get things lower. He's got things a little lower, but tariffs, they're good for us, guys. You know why? We stop buying foreign shit and we support our neighbors. It's cheaper.
Like, why is this so expensive? I didn't even get that much food. This should be like $40 and it's like $120. And you're like, I didn't even get anything. I got like a half a week's worth of food. This is what's going on. This is supposed to be, by the way, Walmart is the choice for the cheapest retailer to be able to go pick stuff up. Now I found out Aldi's even cheaper, but.
Which, by the way, Walmart and Aldi, folks, there's like 17 recalls in those grocery stores. So shop local, please. Shop local. If you care about your health, go to farmers markets. You have to eat. Don't buy more than what you're going to eat in a couple days. It is more frequent driving. That does suck, but it goes bad quicker because there's no preservatives. Go to your local farmers. Buy straight from your local farmers. Or maybe get a wild hair and like get a gardening box. Learn to garden. Maybe this fall, it's hunting season right now. Maybe go learn to hunt. Become self-sustaining. Fuck Uncle Sam. Fuck him. Seriously.
For most people that don't have Aldi near them, Walmart is their choice, is the cheapest way to get groceries and home goods. And this is what you have to look forward to. 3 times the price for the same cart in only 2 years. It's ridiculous. Have you guys seen the same thing at the grocery store? Because I know I have, and I think it's completely out of control that people have to pay this much just to feed their families. So,
which, by the way, wages haven't gone up. So, yeah. It's all the Steens and the Sons. Fucking Israel. Now, listen, I talk shit frequently about Israel. Yes, it is true. But I will say this. I don't have a problem with the bloodline, the Jews as people, like the common person. It's the oligarchy, those involved in the oligarchy. They started the oligarchy. They run the oligarchy. They own the oligarchy. They run the NWO. They came up with the idea of the New World Order. They think they're the chosen people. They want everyone else gone. New World Order. Hello? Come on. Put it together, folks. All right. Next video. All right. Trump's very first TikTok in 8 months, which we have to watch because Daddy Trump is the shit. But go ahead.
To all of those young people of TikTok, I saved TikTok, so you owe me big, and now you're looking at me in the Oval Office, and someday one of you are going to be sitting right at this desk, and you're going to be doing a great job also. To all of those young...
All right, look. Y'all. So I'm starting to have a new feeling with Trump, okay? It's like watching my older father make bad decisions, you know? And you want to, like, desperately make them understand, like, what's going on because you're younger and you're more hip with it. But, like, they're stubborn and not going to change. I love Trump so much because I love his personality. I adore his personality because I know he's a really great human being, just, like, on a one-to-one level. And he really cares about people. And he's such a human. Like, he's a person, you know, and he's not shy about what he likes and doesn't like. And he appreciates beautiful things, and I love that. And I love how he's so positive, and everything he experiences is the best ever. And like, he really is kind of like goals when it comes to like self-confidence. But like, he's just like putty in Israel's hands, which is really pissing me off. And I understand there's probably not much he could do about it, because, well, we are allies with Israel. But there is a lot he could do when it comes to non-political stuff, like why the fuck would you sell TikTok to Israel? Thanks. Why didn't you sell it to Americans? Like, hello, isn't that what you're about? So that really bothered me. The Charlie Kirk thing. I don't know why I feel this. Like, this isn't really. I mean, I've seen some chatter, but I can't substantiate anything. But before the chatter, like, I just had a feeling. I have just this bad feeling about him and not him particularly. Like, I don't think he hurt Charlie Kirk, but I just think he knows more than, you know, we're ever gonna know. And I could just feel it, and I don't like it. You know, and I kind of wish he would. When he first went into office, like, I was in friggin'. Not the first time, the second time, when he went back into office, I was so proud. I was like, this guy has diamond fucking nuts, and he flops them on desks everywhere he goes, and I really admire that kind of shit. Like, power in a man is a really, like, cool thing to watch, especially a guy who just can't shake off his foundation. It's a really cool thing to watch. But I don't know why he's doing this. It's just kind of like other ways you could have, like, again, the sale of TikTok. Like, there's just other things you could have done, you know, on a non-political level to kind of help us out. But he could be in denial, you know. He could be. I don't think presidents know everything. I think things are kept from them. Let's look at the comments. Let's see. Dad's tank joined. I don't even know if he's still on because I was like going on a ramble. Oh, C-Rod's on. I think it's okay. Child says, I think it's been a long-term plan before Biden even. Oh, absolutely. This has been a decades-long thing. This has been, you know, in the making since the Roosevelts, really. And I can only say that because John Nance Garner is my direct relative. He was the vice president. And this agenda has been on the table since him, and he was against it. And so he's my grandfather's uncle. So he's my dad's great uncle and he's my grandfather's great uncle, doing the dates in my head. But he was alive when my grandfather was alive. So he's my I got an inheritance. Me and my brother were the last two to get an inheritance off of him because we're the last two with the Garner family name, off of his direct line, John Nance Garner. And anyway, when I was in 8th grade, I came running home from school and I'm like, oh my God, Dad, look, they mentioned John Nance in my history book. And he was like, oh, let me see. And I was like, it's only one paragraph. And he's like, that's it? And I was like, yeah. And it says that he said our government isn't worth a bucket of spit. Sorry, it's my mind editing. Isn't worth a bucket of spit. And my dad was like, well, he's not wrong. And I was like, why? What do you mean? What does he say? And he was just basically explaining to me everything we know now. He was explaining this to me when I was like 10, or some when I was like 10. But by the time I got to like 8th grade, it like kind of was all like falling into place. So he was having a little bit higher level conversation with me at that moment in time. But yeah, all the elections were rigged except for Trump, because I think Trump is a spiritual part of the spiritual dynamic in what's happening with the world. I think that was meant to be. I think that was by divine plan, because every election before that is been rigged. Votes were just a show to make you believe that you were choosing your leaders, to make you believe that you're part of freedom. So yeah, it's been this plan to turn the world into one government has been going on for a really long time, and America and Israel are the biggest players in it. Let's see. Stammer trying to enforce digital ID cards, which is now the beginning of the end. The digital ID cards. I won't ever be doing that. I mean, if it comes down to something like that, I will go live off grid. I will go live in an island. I've got the skills. I'll be fine. George Orwell, yes. Yes, Trump is struggling recently. He repeats himself a lot. I love the way. Yeah, I mean, that's gonna happen. He's getting older. Thank God he doesn't have like dementia. Because he can at least get a freaking point across. Even if he reads it, at least. Charlie Kirk assassination hit him hard, I think. I do too. Now, I'm suspicious of Erica, truly. Truly, I am suspicious of Erica. Not so much Trump. Trump, it just seems like he knows more than he's letting on. I think that may be what I'm picking up on. But Erica, she seems evil, to be honest. And I wish that were not true. Okay, let's go to the next video.
Netflix is receiving the Dylan Mulvaney Bud Light special right now because, as we all know, when you go woke, you go broke. And by broke, I mean losing over $25 billion in stock market value just over the past few days. Because for what...
Can I just say, I love the fact that this is a pretty boy saying this. Because, like I've been saying, who gives a fuck what costume you want to wear? Keep it away from the kids.
Whatever reason, big corporations still have not caught on to the fact that trans ideologies pushed onto minors, kids, is not favorable by the majority of the population. Go figure.
No.
What's up, guys?
Go.
Welcome back to the channel. My name is
Go
AJ.
figure.
If you are new here, just a reminder, we value facts over feelings. So if you...
I love AJ. We need to follow AJ. We need to get AJ on the show. See, here's the thing. I'm a hairdresser. I I'm also a psychologist. I'm also from the entertainment industry. I am not new to all this stuff. There have been wonderful people that I know that are part of the gay community. Okay? It's the radicalism. It's what I don't like is the stuff that's more than I just love who I love. When it's more than that, we have a problem because, just sexual content just shouldn't be on children's television or romantic content. To be honest with you, it just shouldn't.
Need your safe space, this is not the channel for you, okay? Go ahead and click off this video, log into your Netflix account because they got everything you need over there. You know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and play the clip for those of you that have not seen it. Reminder, this is a kids show on Netflix. You guys comment down below how it makes you feel, and then afterwards, we're really gonna get into it.
Correct response. Like cotton candy clouds floating in a blue sky, Banafi will slide that runway. Banafi, tell us why you chose this delicious dress.
Can I just say he's freaking beautiful? Jeez, I'm jealous. My God, look at his curls. Mine never looked that good. Mine looked like they went through a hurricane every day.
As a transberry, I love living out loud as my
Transberry? Fairy. Okay, I was about to say. Now we're fruit.
most authentic self. And I wanted to dress as bold and unique as I am, which, let's face it, is a tall order.
Trans fairy, right. So we have our fairy godmothers that are now our fairy godmother brothers.
Fairy godmother brothers. I love it, folks. I love it.
And then just stomping down those steps, it's no longer Cinderella, we have Cinderfella.
And Cinderfella! Oh my God, I'm hashtagging these. I love it.
With a dress embroidered with the trans flag. What is this is where we're at, y'all. I mean, this is bullshit. I know it's bullshit.
Yes.
It's bullshit. Anybody with a lick of common sense knows that this is bullshit, so let's call a spade a spade. The only people that would be okay with this are people that think it's okay to groom children. This is not normal, okay? And I think that we forget that being trans is associated with a medical diagnosis of gender dysphoria. And we forget that because of all the self-identifying trans individuals there are now. Being trans is not a fad, okay? This is not something that should be encouraged.
Correct. Actually, in reality, gender dysphoria, people that actually have it know that it's a disorder, okay? They are very troubled people. They live a life that is very difficult. They're very depressed, very anxious, often suicidal, without even the sex change, because they know that they're not, they know it's a disorder, okay? They know that. And you see someone walking around like all parading it around, that's honestly not what people act like that actually have gender dysphoria. They don't parade it. They actually look like they know it's a disorder, to be honest with you. So keep that in mind.
Glamorized and pushed onto young, impressionable minds. The irony of this is the fact that the person that is a trans fairy. Now, the kids probably believe that they're a fairy as well. Why? Because they're young. Their imaginations are running wild. Okay, their brains are not fully developed. But it's crazy how as they get older, they learn that they cannot be a fairy. They learn that Santa Claus does not exist. Sorry to break it to some of you guys. So why do we continue to affirm the delusion that boys can be girls and girls can be boys? Let kids be kids. I don't understand what is so difficult.
Why do we not misgender our pets? I mean, my dogs have never told me that they were in the wrong gender. I don't even believe in castrating, like sterilizing animals in general. I believe animals should live as natural of a life as possible, and I don't think you should own an animal if you're not willing to let it breed at least once or twice. If you can't, which I understand, a lot of people can't, wait till the animal is fully developed. That is the actual, you can go look at studies done on sterilizing an animal 8 weeks old, which is crazy. And the effects of it versus sterilizing an animal after they've reached maturity. See, here's the reason why. You take an animal and you cut their hormones off, that is going to lead to behavioral problems, and it's going to lead to health problems like diabetes and cancer in animals. Secondarily, when you go to do said sterilization, you can do it without removing the gonads. Did you know that? You don't have to leave it up to the vet to decide. Some vets will take out the uterus and the ovaries, or on the males, the gonads. It's gonads on both male and female, but they take them completely out. Or they do what they do to humans and they laser the tubes that lead to the gonads. So you can do that too. And the reason why you want to do that is to keep the hormones in your animal's body. So that way they can develop naturally, behave naturally, age naturally, and their endocrine system can do its job and keep them well. So yeah, I don't even believe in sterilizing animals. And I believe in doing it if you absolutely have to, and doing it by not removing the ovaries or the testes, by just clipping the it's not ureter, but whatever they are, the tubes.
About that, reserve adult conversations for when they are old enough to understand all the information being presented to them. Let kids discover themselves, okay, without the influence of cartoons at the ripe age of 5 years old. It's predatory. And I can hear the trolls already. As a matter of fact, I can smell their last 2 brain cells rubbing together so hard, trying to conjure up a single logical thought or rebuttal to what I'm saying. Oh, AJ, how can you say that with a full face of makeup on? Very easily, as a matter of fact.
Yes.
Because no amount of makeup that I put on, no matter how long my hair grows, no matter what I wear, my outward appearance will not change my basic biological makeup, and that is that I am a man.
Yep.
I have always been a man. I will always be a man, and I don't want to be anything other than a man. Makeup does not make me a woman. The same way a woman that does not wear makeup, that doesn't make her any less of a woman.
God bless him. And just so you know, for all you crazy Christians that might want to but anyway, but still it's wrong in the Bible. Hey, you don't need Jesus then, okay? Because Jesus was for sinners. You so perfect, you don't need to be a Christian.
I know, mind-boggling, right? But I digress. We're getting a little sidetracked now. You thought the little Dylan Mulvaney fairy was it? No, baby. Netflix has gone full-blown indoctrination groomer mode. Take a look at this.
Ugh. It's fucking gross.
My name is Charles. I use they and them for my pronouns. I'm the Ghost Club Artifact Specialist.
I'm trans, Norma. And everyone at school knows, and everyone at home knows. And being here, it's like a whole new place. I can just be Barney, and I can choose if and when I tell people.
I've seen this scene before in another video, and it's just so triggering to me because my kid, very differently than an actual trans child, hid it from us. See, when your child is actually trans, they can't hide it, okay? They can't. There's no way. If they're living a double life and sneaking around and hiding it from you, it's not genuine. Okay, they're trying to fit in with a crowd of kids that are troubled, and likely your child is also troubled, and you need to humble yourself down as a parent and maybe make some amends, make some course corrections, have a good heart-to-heart. There's going to be some things you got to correct them on, and there's going to be some things they're going to tell you that you're not going to like, because it happened to me, and you're going to have to sit and you're going to have to listen if you don't want to lose your kid.
I've never been happier. And that's saying something when I spent today chased by terrifying zombie mascots. Pugsley reminded me how important it is to live your life without apology. So I think I gotta give living here a shot, don't you?
Living your life without apology is probably the most toxic thing I've heard all week. What does that even mean? Live your life without apology? Are you serious? Someone tell that to Dexter. Someone to tell that to Wayne Gacy and Ted Bundy. Are you joking? Live your life without apology? Absolutely not. There's something called a social matrix and culture. You can't offend your culture to the point where they kick you out of it because you're too toxic. So let's put that, live your life without apology. I don't think so. There are things that are acceptable and not acceptable. And culture is the village designed to hold adults accountable. Other adults around the campfire while the peace pipe is going around. Sometimes you got to call each other out. And sometimes you still need a spanking. Because if you're too big for mom and daddy to give you a spanking, it's likely your peers will do it.
The school totally customizes our rooms for us. So cozy. I'm Frankie. Pronouns they, them. I'm only 15 days old.
Hi, Claudine. She, her.
She's also only 15 days old. They, them. She's plural, folks. She got demons. That's what they mean when they say they, them. It means, I got demons in me, folks.
Nice to meet ya. My full name is Frankie Stein. I was just created by my parents, but not in the way that others are created by their parents, like werewolves. I was actually made in
Okay, so the other one's got...
the lab using some of the...
Look, the other one had, like, ears on or whatever, which is another thing they're trying to pervert. Everybody remembers being a kid and running around on all fours, right? You remember wishing you had a tail, right? You remember wishing you could, like, scratch places you could, like, you can't reach on yourself, or, like, wish you could, like, run really fast, or, you know, every kid's gone through every kid's imagined being, like, a fish in the ocean, or a bird flying, or a cat running really fast, or whatever. Like, that's fine, like, but they're trying to sexualize that shit, okay? So, my younger daughter, she loves to wear, like, animal costumes, but if someone, like, when she first was, like, into it, I was like, this is, like, furry. She was like, no, this is not furry. Ew, no, this is being a Therian. And I'm like, what is a Therian? It's where you feel spiritually connected to an animal and you just want to, you know, go out and roll around with them and act like them to bond with them. Okay, sure, I can get along with that. Fine, whatever, it's cool. But, like, turning it into, like, oh, because she's, like, likes to do this, like, Therian stuff, right? Her best friend wanted to go to, like, a furry convention, right? But this was, like, all ages. And I was like, absolutely not. No way. Because creepy pedophiles are going to be looking for little girls dressed in fox outfits, and you will not be going to one of those. You can go to one of those when you're an adult, so you know who's talking to you. See, my younger daughter, she's on the spectrum. So for her, it is not, you know, a fetish, and that's the thing. So with the trans stuff, it's very, very similar. I didn't mention this on my last video, but this is one of the facts. That 30% of girls that I was telling you about in 7th grade that say that they're trans, it's the same demographic that's like cutting and bulimic when we were growing up. Oh shit, what was I going to say? I was talking about the furry thing. Therian, connected, sexualizing. Oh yeah. So what I was going to say, there are men who feel less inclined to violence and more inclined to nurturing. And there are women that are less inclined to nurturing and more inclined to violence. I'm one of those women. What has happened is through the normalizing of perversion, it's made those people get confused that you're just have a different dichotomy. You just have a different set of tools to work with. It doesn't mean you're not a man or not a woman. I still know how to look glamorous and pretty, but y'all seen me on my other lives. That's the real me. I'm a tomboy. It doesn't mean I need to go fucking have a dick. Have I ever imagined having one? Sure. I think it would be friggin' amazing to know what it's like, you know, to take a plunge. But, you know, that'll never happen. So I've just learned to enjoy the opposite experience. And it's really just teaching these kids like how to love themselves and teaching them what the warning signs are for perverts. Teaching them before they start kindergarten or preschool what topics are off limits, that it's inappropriate. Yes, take the plunge. Yes, and it does come from levels of hormonal genetics plus your predisposition that you're born with, met with the experiences that you have in life. So for me, being higher testosterone, biochemically met with the personality that I have, right? So like all of the races that I come from are like badass warriors. So I'm just a soldier, I'm built for battle. Even the way my body is shaped. I am built for physical activity. I am built for throwing punches, which by the way, I can throw a good right jab. But the society we're in, maybe the feminism rise back in the 60s is probably where I like to put the pin in the map, because that's when men really started getting attacked. Women were fighting for some rights that they deserved, but it went overboard. They really started hating men. Men started getting softer. And then now we have dysfunctional gender roles in society. These young kids that sit in my hairdressing chair that are 18 to 25, you should hear what they say to me about dating, even up to like at one's 28. They don't know how to approach somebody. They don't know what they're looking at. They don't know if it's a man or a woman anymore. They're so dysfunctional. Just natural, normal ways of pursuing each other are ceasing to exist, because before this, everything moved to online anyway. So people were like getting online and trying to date. So now you're just dealing with pictures, photos, and videos. And now, like, you don't even know. They don't know how to approach each other. And it's really freaking sad. It's really sad.
Nightshades pronouns are they, them. He or she just doesn't fit who I am.
So, Chels, on that note about testosterone doesn't necessarily dictate like your shape, like how you look versus like in terms of like femininity. There can be some like markers, like the presence of more hair, but then again, a big portion of me is Asian. They don't have a lot of body hair. So you kind of can't really like go off of, like attractiveness. What you're seeing is, so men are built visually. They're built to scan the female body and recognize birth-giving females. Also, women that can protect their babies while they're outside of the cave. So like men are looking for physical fitness. That's what the attractiveness comes in. Women tend to look for emotional intelligence, because they need to know, that their man's going to be faithful to them, because she doesn't want him splitting his assets with children outside of her family line. So, that's kind of like going to like the primitive area. But yeah, like my races that I come from, so like my father's Pictish, my mother is West Indian, so she's genetically, well, she's born in Trinidad, but genetically she's West African, so Nigerian and Sierra Leone and South Indian. And I just gotta say, we're just athletic people. Like, there's just some cultures who have shaped a certain way because of the needs at the time. So women were breeding with warriors because it took that to stay alive in the races that I'm from. So my Indian, though, even though I'm genetically South Indian, my mother's biological maiden name is Singh. So my great-grandfather's his first name was Harak and his last name Singh. So they were Sikh, which they carried a dagger, okay? A holy dagger everywhere they went. So they were also warriors. So like literally like everything that I'm made with is like warrior blood. So the testosterone's up. Now my looks are the way they look because my ancestors were really good at picking attractive people, I suppose. Good Fibonacci scores. My family is full of really, really beautiful people, I will say, on both sides. I don't know what happened to this.
So as
Here
you
we
can
go.
see, it wasn't just a one-off. No, it's very prevalent across Netflix, and I couldn't even play all of the clips because some of them have music behind them, and I don't want to get copyrighted. But as you can see, heavily geared towards a young, impressionable mind as well. Oh, but age 8's to create an inclusive and loving environment for children. Great, and you can provide that to kids while
Correct.
teaching basic human
Yes.
moral principles to them without telling them that they were born in the wrong body.
Right, because they're going to figure that out all on their own. They don't need anybody telling them anything about what they like and what they don't like. They'll figure out whether it's straight or gay, whether they like their body or not. Like, come on now. Nobody needs to clue them in. That's mama and daddy talk. Those are conversations that kids need to be bringing up to mama and daddy. But what the propaganda has done, and along with the school system, has taught them you can't trust mommy and daddy. The two people in the world that will literally lay their life down for you without question, you can't trust them. But we're the good guys. We understand you. We'll have your back. They don't understand you because they don't have the same problems as you. And they're brainwashed. They're brainwashed ape brain to think there's only two genders.
Two things can be true at once. As a matter of fact, as a little gay boy who was into makeup, snuck my mom's makeup, my grandmom's makeup, wore my grandmom's heels, wore big shirts, and pretended they were dresses, I didn't need this type of representation in cartoons. Why?
So did you see what he said? He didn't need any of that. He was a little boy liking that stuff. I know a guy. I wish I could call him out by name, but I watched him be born, and then I watched him at 3 years old, like really liking the girl stuff. And I knew then, without growing up in a cult, okay, we weren't allowed to watch this kind of stuff. I knew then, without anyone talking to me about gay, that dude was gay at 3, okay? Nobody needs to tell anybody anything. But if you're gay, so what? That's between them and God, them and the divine, them and the spirit, them and the all, them and the universe, whatever you fucking want to call it, them and the bush. I don't care. Them and the tree, the rock, whatever their higher power is. It's between them and their higher power.
Because I was a kid. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't understand it, but I did not need to. I needed to go out with my friends, play, and have social interaction with other children. And if somebody would have told me at that age that I was a girl, who the hell knows where I would be right now? Probably a victim to Big Pharma.
Yes,
well, my love,
Big Pharma. Thank you.
In conclusion, I just feel like kids should be able to go on a journey of self-discovery as they grow into adulthood without the influence of cartoons and the world around them, trying to convince them that they are something that they may not be, because we do have to remember there are levels to this shit. There are feminine gay men. There are feminine straight men. There are more masculine women, tomboy women. But that does not mean that you were born into the wrong body. And if the child is approaching adulthood and these are still
what I just say, folks,
there's a possibility you may be not suffering, but you may have gender dysphoria, and that is fair as well. But as
it is real. It is a real thing. I hate to admit it, but it is a real thing.
Netflix, for you to embed this into your children's programs across your platform is grooming, and that is my opinion. You guys let me know how you feel about this in the comments.
Because who owns Netflix? Disney. Who owns Disney? Disney doesn't own Netflix? Who owns Netflix? It's its own company? I thought they used to be owned by... No? Are you sure? I want to do some research on that. Anyway, I could go on and on and on about this stuff. To answer your question, Chels, are school systems in the U.S. still trying to prevent parents having an influence on this topic? 100%. My live stream from yesterday, I don't want to get back into it today because it's really long, but my live stream, I don't know if it was the nightcap or the pilot episode for Thirst Trap News, but I talk about exactly what happened in my house. Because the school is the sole responsible party in what happened to my daughter, because they were shielding her, hiding information, and encouraging her to get in contact with other networks that work like safe houses. So they provide them phones, cash, insurance, and other things, and you cannot find where these places are, these trans safe houses. So there's a group called Jasmine. Look it up. It's in tons of public high schools, probably middle schools too. It's called Jasmine. It's like works like a safe house. They go into schools. They have like flyers. They literally take in kids from the age of like 17, I think, to 24. So not only is your 17-year-old running away and being shielded by adults, or 18-year-old, by adults who really have convinced them of all this trust and like really have earned a place of like intimacy with your kid. Now they have them bunking in houses with people who are much older than them, when the premise is on your sexual expression. What do you think goes on in these houses? I mean, I've already looked it up. These houses all provide frequent STD testing for free. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. If your child is going through this, never yell at them. Sorry. Whew. Never yell at them. Never scream at them. Don't make the mistakes I made. My kid is the apple that down. It just dropped straight. Didn't even roll nowhere. It didn't even fall off the tree. Okay. My kid is me. She gets impassioned. And she's got some sass, man. And she's stubborn. I love those traits in her because she'll never be easily controlled. Hopefully, once she gets through this. But yeah, my kid, if you have a kid going through this, you really need to be as understanding as possible, not only from how they feel, but also understand that some other force is at play. So deal with the issue spiritually. Don't deal with it scientifically, because once you have a child telling you that they're not the gender they're in, there is no convincing them of pretty much any other fact when it comes to any other topic. And I'm not talking about the kids that are like born with the defect structurally in their brain to cause this. It is a structural, architectural brain defect, and there will be others in your family, so it will run in the family. Okay, so don't deal with it from a logic standpoint. It's not gonna go anywhere. You're not dealing from a place of logic. You need to deal with this spiritually with them. Be as loving as you can, be as safe as you can, because you have to regain their trust, and you have to be able to undo the brainwash that the system. Don't put your kids in public school if you can afford it. Don't do it. Homeschool if you can do it, or private school, and make sure they have a good social life. Okay, let's go to the next video.
For absolutely nothing. For absolutely nothing. For absolutely nothing.
Okay, let's.
And my closing, just a point of clarification. The poll behind you, behind our ranking member, it adds up to 110%. Just wanted to clarify, is it meant to add up to 110%, or is that an error? Yeah.
Okay, so this is on the Doge cuts. It's really funny that he's got this video pulled up, because I've been listening to these Democrats about the government shutdown, right? And they keep citing these polls. And every freaking poll they cite is CBS, NBC. Like, talk about confirmation bias.
This is from a Quinnipiac poll that was held 2 weeks ago, and this is the data that was provided. There's a wealth of information, including information about Donald Trump's falling poll numbers, so you should take a look. Thanks.
I yield back.
The gentleman yields, and it still adds up to 110%.
Thanks.
I yield back.
The gentleman yields.
About Donald Trump's falling poll numbers.
Hold on, folks.
Was held 2 weeks ago, and this is the data that was provided. There's a wealth of information.
How do you rate the work of Elon Musk and Doge? What do you guys think about it? Do you guys remember before Trump, Obama did the same thing after the Bushes? Did you know the Bushes did the same thing? Like, Clinton did the same thing? Like, what the fuck? What's the problem now? How do you rate the work of Elon Musk and Doge? 67% disapprove, 38% approve, 5% don't know. How do you even know? First of all, that 5% is a lie in and of itself, because how are you even on a website taking a poll if you don't know? That poll didn't just erroneously show up while you were looking at the Ninja Turtles. You're reading something that has to do with this. What you mean you don't know? This is fake.
Including information about Donald Trump's falling poll numbers, so you should take a look. Thanks.
I yield back.
The gentleman yields, and it still adds up to 110%. That's a fake poll right there. I now recognize.
And my closing, just a point of clarification. The poll behind you, behind our ranking member.
I love her. She is like super uber Christian, like in the culty way, but I still love her gumption and her what's the word? I got it on the tip of my tongue. It's a great word. No, it's no, not gusto, not tenacity. It's right there. No. I'll watch. I'll remember it later. All right. Marjorie, though, okay, she's from my home state. That's how we talk, though, folks. Like, that's how we are. That's Georgia folks for you. Although it's with a southern slant, it makes it sound it hits a little softer, I would say. But she's a tough bitch. This girl is actually for real in the gym every day. She's old as shit, too. She could whoop my ass. She's not old as shit, but, she's much older than me. I say that for, shock value. If you haven't gotten my shtick yet, don't know if this is the right channel for you. Okay, next. I don't want to mess with the computer. I gotta let him do that. She said the math ain't mathin', folks. It ain't mathin'. Yeah. Okay. So, okay, we're gonna try this video again.
I have quite a serious medical condition. I have claustrophobia. I will be needing 3 seats.
I can't give you all 3 seats.
But I've given you a genuine medical note from a doctor.
Yeah.
So obviously I can't just have like 1 seat. I need the entire row for this journey.
There's not much I can do, I'm afraid. You can have the 3 seats, but
not much I can do, I'm afraid.
I shouldn't have to pay for something. It's a medical condition. You're discriminating me.
If Chelsea's on, are they Scottish?
Seats, but you have to pay for the 3 seats.
They sound Scottish to me.
You can't just have the other 2 seats for free.
If somebody had an allergy, a peanut allergy on a plane, nobody's allowed to eat peanuts. So why am I not allowed 3 seats if I feel tied in? It's the only way I can travel.
It's a very unreasonable request. I cannot just give you 3
Northern
seats
England.
for free. I wouldn't be able to do that for anyone.
Oh, you're right.
So what about people who are tall? You give them extra leg room.
I love my Brits.
No, not necessarily. They'd have to pay for the leg room as well. To be fair, if you can afford a flight to Croatia, I am assuming that you can afford the other 2 seats.
You don't know what I can afford. I'm telling you now that this is not going to be the end of this because I'm not paying for 2 more seats. I'll make sure I get in touch with your manager.
I'm sure she'll tell you exactly the same as what I'm telling you, but you feel free.
Thank you.
Oh, that is my favorite line when you're talking to a low-level CSR and they're like, my manager's just going to tell you the same thing, ma'am. You're just going to be wasting your time. Bitch, give me your manager. Give me your manager. Watch. Because now this is about teaching you a lesson.
For absolutely nothing. I have quite a serious medical condition. I have claustrophobia.
Claustrophobia? I'll be needing free seats. Listen, free seats at this point. I want free seats. As in, I ain't paying. See, where my mama's family comes from, when they say 3, they say tree. Okay. I bet you if she said that she was trans and she didn't want to deal with harassment from people, they would have gave her the row. How is it over there in England? Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Sometimes I sit there Actually, when I'm doing my makeup, I sometimes pretend that I am a princess or the Queen of England. And I sit there and put on an accent. And I do try to keep it a little bit not so proper. Because, you know, I'm a country girl from the Appalachia. So, if you're just joining, you probably didn't know that I have a bit of a inner British girl. Sorry, I'm getting confused because I tried to get the Southern accent in there, you know, and it just kind of fucked my whole thing up. The other accent I could do really good is the New Zealand and Aussie accent. Oh no. Okay. Ooh, there's something scary coming up, folks. I just gotta say. Ooh, watch your eyeballs.
What does it say on the sign? The sign is a warning. Ma'am, don't steal the sign. You can't steal the sign. You're on camera stealing a sign. Sam!
Sam!
Officers, he's stealing a sign.
Yeah, I know. It says UNC student.
Ma'am, you're about to walk right into a police officer who you're committing theft right now. Don't throw it over. Don't do that. Don't do that. Steal the sign?
I just moved it.
You just did what?
I just moved it.
You just moved it. Oh, you took it. Okay. Who was holding it? Me. She just ripped it out. It's on camera. She just ripped it out of my hand. She just ripped it out of your hand? Yes.
How would you love that, folks? To go to jail for stealing a sign. You badass, you ungovernable, you felon, bad girl.
Why'd you rip it out of his hand?
Because that's women's rights.
Women's rights? You mean unborn humans? It's murder, folks.
Fix women's rights?
He's
Would you get her off her sign, please?
lies on college campus.
Okay.
Where I go.
Can you get off the sign for you damaging property? Okay.
I can't believe y'all protect them.
You're not going anywhere. Right now you're being detained. Okay.
Detained for what?
Larceny. You stole his sign.
He has it back.
Okay, yeah, because I got it from you.
I moved it 50
this cop.
yards.
I don't care if you moved it 1 foot. You don't have a right to take someone's property. Okay? Period. I don't care what the circumstance is. You don't have a right to take anyone's property. He was holding it.
I was going to ask you about that, about your free speech rights in the UK. Maybe one day you could come on a live with me, Chels, and let Americans know what it's like, okay? Because I think we need to hear it from people who live under it, what it's like to have your natural rights taken away from you. So maybe you could come on my show one day. I think it would be lovely. I'll even make tea, and we could have tea together.
Therefore, it was his, and you took it. Okay? I know you may not agree with what's being said, but you don't have a right to take someone's property. Period. Okay? 16 minutes.
Look, sir, I'm not trying to get arrested. I just don't agree with this. Do you have ID on you? No. Am I being arrested right now?
Okay, right now you're being detained. I'll figure out what's going on with this stuff, okay?
Okay, well, I won't mess with this sign again. Okay.
That's fine. Alright, do you have ID on you?
Okay. I'm going to let this video finish playing because it's long. But I'm going to go into an entire tangent about abortion.
Yeah, I see.
I cannot believe these are people believe this.
I'm not trying to protect them, but I do have to enforce the law, okay? That's just how it is, alright?
Do you see us being subjected to this shit?
Okay, well, this is a public place, okay?
She's being subjected. She's being tortured by someone's speech.
They have a right to be here. If you don't like their views, you can go away. You don't have to watch.
Walk away. Walk away.
You don't have to be with
They're here because they want us to watch them.
Okay.
Correct. Because we're trying to get through to your cold, dead heart.
Well, then you can ignore them. If you ignore them, that takes away their power. Just that simple. Okay?
It doesn't matter how much you ignore them. They're going to come back. They're going to come back again. And this is why women have such a problem getting abortions in North Carolina.
Move, bitch! Move! Move to a state where they're like gung-ho about it. That's the beauty about being in a republic. That's the beauty about our country, is like the states have rights that are more powerful than the feds. That's a good thing. That means your tiny little community, right? Instead, look at how big America is. You think people in freaking South Dakota are going to have the same culture as somebody in Mississippi? I don't freaking think so. Probably not. So this is the beauty about states' rights, is your little community there. This is why your local elections matter, folks. Your city council, your state house, and your state representatives on the federal level. It matters because as a community, you decide what is okay. So that way, when you're out in public like this, you can walk around and feel comfortable. So if you're so uncomfortable in North Carolina, which apparently this is a topic there, if you're so uncomfortable, you can't get an abortion there, fucking drive somewhere else. You can get a flight somewhere else. You don't even have to move there. That's the beauty of fucking America. So why are we bitching and complaining? I don't even know. She's like the only person out here and in the rain. And if I was stuck in the rain alone, I'd be crying too.
And y'all just let them get away with this shit.
Okay. All right.
I cannot believe y'all let this happen.
First of all, he's a man. So the only thing he's going to say to you is, well, I'm a man and I don't have an opinion in this matter because, unfortunately, us men have been told we're obsolete when it comes to the life of our unborn children, and we ain't allowed to even have a say if you have our baby.
Okay, take your backpack off. You're under arrest for larceny.
What?
You're under arrest for larceny. You admitted to taking a sign.
Well, all I did was I just walked it over here. I was going to give it back to him.
Well, I don't know that, man. I didn't know that. I came over here and then you rested against the sign. So listen, we need to make this difficult and cause a scene. Take your backpack off, turn around, put your hands behind your back.
Yes!
I cannot believe this is happening.
Right now I'm asking you to do that.
I am so glad he's arresting her.
I just told you you're under arrest. I cannot.
Because, folks, you will never see someone on the right steal somebody else's sign or yank it from their hands or physically touch their body. You know why? Because they're not atheists who reject God. They have a moral compass. They feel like they're accountable to somebody else that's bigger than the police and the judges and feds and all that stuff. And that's the ruler of the universe, the creator of the universe itself. And these, like, I'm sorry, but, you know, when you lack a moral compass, this is the retardedness that comes out of your mouth.
A judicial official must do that. That's why we're going to go to okay?
Good. Serves her right.
Put your hands together.
Except I probably would have ended up arrested too because I would have thrown hands with her if she took my sign. Look at her go. Walk of shame, folks. The walk of shame. So, listen. Abortion. What a topic. So, look. I feel, okay, I like science, but I also like morality. You know, I talk to God every day. And I like to keep that relationship good. Before I go into this whole entire diatribe, I will let you guys know I myself have had one. Long time ago. Definitely not something I'm proud of. Definitely something I think about from time to time. Definitely not my proudest moment. However, I am grown enough of a woman to realize that before this moment happened, I had plenty of moments where my instincts were warning me about this man. Okay? And I didn't listen to them. And I put myself in a situation where I allowed myself to be isolated in a mountainous environment with this person and, get forced up on. And I wanted a Plan B pill. And this motherfucker was broke. Don't even. I know. I was young and dumb. And couldn't get one. And I was just praying that I wasn't pregnant. Just quit talking to this guy and all this stuff. Sure enough was. Which I made him pay for it. Because I couldn't. But when I went in there, I called this place and I said, like, I took the test as soon as possible, right? So here's the conundrum, right? When you take the test, your minimum, like, 4 weeks, maybe 5, when you find out, you have at 4 weeks, 2 weeks, and at 5 weeks, 4 weeks, 3 weeks, and at 5 weeks, 2 weeks before that heartbeat forms, okay? So when I went in to get it, they made me hear the heartbeat because it was a law in Georgia. And I started bawling my eyes out to the point where they had to pull me in another room and ask me, like, is someone making you do this? And I said no. And they were like, well, okay, because if someone is, we can't do this. And if you're crying like this, we're not legally allowed to. So, like, just make sure, like, you know what you want to do. And then you have to, like, stop crying if this is what you want. Well, I sat with myself. I said, oh, give me a few minutes. And, this person, on one hand, it's a good thing I don't have a child with this person because this person is psychotic. But on the other hand, like, I was already a mom. But right before this, I had lost my middle child. He died in my arms, and I was, like, in a really psychologically fucked up place. And I felt like I would be a fucked up mom because I wasn't being a great mom to the child that I had still living because I was just really fucked up in the head. And, so there I had my quote unquote reasons, but looking in hindsight, I was already a mom. And there ain't shit I can't do. Like, I'm a good mom. I'm a great mom, and I can do it by myself. Don't have to do it by myself. I don't do it by myself. But at the time, I was by myself. And I did realize, it doesn't matter. I can still do this because a kid is innocent. No child has to be born. No child has to come into life. Now, like I said before, I do love science, right? And I love morals. What I do know is that the two things can go hand in hand. So, what's the reality? The reality is yes, the Bible is right when it writes, when the moment you were conceived, God knew who you were. You know why that's right? Because you are comprised of genetic code of zeros and ones. So when that sperm and that egg come together, that code comes together, and God knows exactly what programming is going to come out. He doesn't know your personality based on, like, the experiences you're about to have, but he at least knows the foundation, the basis of your personality based on the set of code your two progenitors gave to you. So, now, even though that code exists for a certain time frame, it is just a clump of cells. It is completely unaware. It is unaware to the conscious realm. The cells themselves are aware because God is the consciousness woven into everything that we know in existence in our entire universe, because the universe has shown us that intelligence is woven into everything, okay? But it's not conscious, right? Up until it's a zygote. Then the zygote becomes an embryo. That's where the morals come in for me. This is a person. This is a human being. And, for the most part, there's a lot of responsibility on you as a woman and as a man. If you respect women and you're having premarital sex, wrap it the fuck up, number one. Don't be reckless. Why are you being reckless? Women, we all have our hoe period. We all have our hoe stage. Be smart about it. Don't victimize yourself. Don't put yourself in situations to where you can get raped. You can get taken advantage of, or get put in a situation where a man makes you drunk enough on a date to nut in you. Whatever it is. Be wise, be aware, be calculating, think about your future. Because while you're listening to all this human noise, There's one thing that never changes, and that's the universal hierarchy of virtues. It never changes. And if it is a decision that goes against love, it is against the universal virtues. Meaning, okay, I was dumb, I was being a hooker, and I got pregnant. Well, where does the higher virtues come into play? Okay, I may have the right to get an abortion, but is it the good thing to do? I don't know. That's between you and your higher power. God knows all. God knows what you're going through. God knows whether you're doing something to protect that child because he can do all and take that child's soul and recycle it into another being. Or God knows if you're just doing this because you're using it as an act of birth control. And unfortunately, I have family members that were close to me that I'm not close to now because they have an evil streak. This woman got 4 abortions. And to me, at that point, you're gross. Shut up. What you're doing is bad behavior. You continuously, this should be a last resort option. You got raped by uncle. You got raped by the neighbor. You got drunk and you slept with a stranger. Whatever it is. And even that one is like, can you be a mom though? Like, can you? Really, it's 18 years of your life, 20 years of your life. I mean, they're really not that hard to take care of. And babies are kind of easy to love. And if you don't want it, you know how many people are dying to have a baby? Do you know how expensive it is to have adopt an American baby? It's so much easier to adopt a foreign baby, which makes no sense to me because we should be looking out for our own first. But you can do it cost-free if it's like a puppy, right? Like when your dog accidentally gets pregnant by the neighbor's dog, you're so virtuous when it comes to animals that you're willing to, I wouldn't charge a penny. I'm just going to give them away for free because I don't do puppy sales. But you're going and having an abortion. Hey, how about you fuck off? You're a hypocrite. You're virtue signaling. You're selfish. You live in fear. You're a coward. You make bad decisions and you don't come to terms with your bad decisions. You're dishonest with yourself because it hurts. Because everyone thinks that being a victim is the trump card. And it's not. Because I had to spend 6 weeks in university learning how people become a victim and then re-victimize themselves because of their self-worth. So, funny thing, kids can kind of give you a lot of self-worth. You feel like your life is like worth something. You have purpose. You have a reason to buckle down and self-discipline. You have a reason to be kinder, softer, and more nurturing. You have a reason to like get up every day other than just like what the next like club night's gonna be. You know what I mean? It's really not that scary being a parent. And there's, like I said, plenty of people who would kill to be a parent, who probably can't even afford to adopt, and you could very easily make those arrangements. But yeah, so I think abortion should be very, very rare, and life is sacred. It is the sheer mathematical odds that you exist, okay? That you exist in all of this is like 1 in trillions, actually. So you should be thanking the divine for the life that you have, for the fact that you get to wake up on this side of the ground every day. And you need to start understanding the fragility of life, accountability, self-discipline, and what love actually is. That's what I have to say on abortion. Next.
This next one is daughter going with her mom somewhere for the weekend, and the mom is away from the dad for the first time in 48 hours. First time for 48 hours, and this is the conversation.
So this is the first time the dad has been away from home?
This is the first time the mom has been away and dad is home alone in their 30-year marriage.
Sorry, I was reading a comment. What?
So dad is home alone.
Oh, okay.
And mom is only away for 48 hours, and this is the conversation mom has with dad.
You mean the two parents?
Yes.
Okay.
So I suggest you wash them by hand if you want to have a spoon. What are you going to do? Run the dishwasher with just all spoons?
I was thinking about that.
There's at least 20 spoons there, and you've gone through them all already?
Oh, I got a few left.
Okay.
It's just that when I make something, I gotta use 6 of it. Actually, I use the same spoon for the relish and the onions.
That was smart. Well, maybe you could start using the baby spoons. Oh, and I also have grapefruit spoons in there too. Just watch out that the serrated edge doesn't cut your tongue.
Oh man, I wish I was like this lady. She's so sweet. Oh, I could learn a lot from her. I have a hard time accepting that you men only use one side of your brain at a time. It's not an insult, it's a fact. I'm the one that has a hard time with it, not you guys, because y'all aren't even aware of it. This is literally like listening to a conversation between me and my husband, except I'm over here like, what are you doing? Like, this makes no sense. And you could tell they've been married for a really long time, and she's just accepted that men and women are utterly, totally different. And I think God played a cruel joke on us in some way. But yes, men never realize, they kind of have to start the sequence of events and experience it before realizing the error of their ways. And women, since we use both sides of our brains at a time, we've already gone through option A through D before you've even gotten halfway through experimenting with option A. But she is so sweet and so kind. And I love how she's just, just so gently letting him know, like, you didn't have to use like 48 spoons for this one thing, and now you're just washing just spoons in the dishwasher. You're probably wasting our water, wasting our Cascade pods. You probably still have like 17 dishes in the sink that you just probably didn't even notice. And this makes me feel a little like I got some work to do. Yeah. I know why he picked this one. He picked this one because I'm mean. I'm mean as hell. That's why.
Next one is a guy check.
He said, Chels said, to be honest, I do similar thing and use the same utensil for several jobs. Hey, no, that's smart. That's really smart. You should. I am like that person where I'm like, okay, I took the spoon out and I just like scooped one thing and did that. I'm just going to rinse it off and put it back. I'm not even going to, whatever. Just rinse it off and put it back.
Next one. We'll hit.
Hold on, I'm looking at the comments. Oh, yeah. So I appreciate your comment. Thank you for the encouragement. Sporks. I've only seen plastic sporks. I've never seen a metal spork. I have seen one. I lied, on a Swiss Army knife. Hey, Stephen Malone, you have joined. You've missed so much great content. Please go back and watch it after I post this. Okay, keep going.
So this is a guy checking his dogs
Uh-huh.
on his camera when he's away.
Oh, man. So I'm a show dog breeder. I'm so intimately aware of what it's like to have dogs on puppy cam. I don't know if this video is going to be triggering for me because we're actively in the middle of a litter that's taken us forever to get rid of because they did not, like, half of them don't have breed type. So we're probably going to have to give away if you are looking for a puppy, I will give you the puppy for free. If you can just pay for shipping, come check these out. I have a very hard to find bloodline of American bullies. Anyway, let's watch this puppy cam.
One is an American bully.
Oh, look at that. My favorite stubborn breed of all time. Yay, the bullies are so sweet. Stubborn as fuck. But, God, man, they're your best friend. So forgiving, too. Oh, my. Yes. Yes. Oh, my God. This is so bully. Yes. Now you know why I love bullies so much. They can be the biggest pains in the ass, but they're fucking fucking hysterical. They're so full. So 5 breeds went into the making of this breed. So you get a lot of different like traits out of these dogs, and they will never leave you bored. They always want to be with you. Whatever you're doing, they want to do it like up close and personal. And they're clowns, and this is how they play. How cute is that? We have one named Equinox, and we just call him Knox for short, or Fort Knox, or built Fort Tough. And he does these somersaults, like not with this enthusiasm, but he's a puppy still, and he just kind of does these like rolls. But I would not be shocked if he was ending up like this guy. Look how cute. He's like, I just want to play. Play. And the other dog's like, I don't fucking want to play. And he's like, but look, I can do this. And we can wrestle. We can do like this. And then you can be on top of me while I flip over. And I'll put my legs in your belly and try to push you off, but not really want you off. See, I can do it like that. See, you could like give me like this. See, come on, you can just get on top of me. I'll be submissive. You can get on top. It'll be fun. Yeah, I'm around dogs too much, as you can tell, because I can completely like narrate for any dog, especially a bully. Yeah, that lab mix is like fucking psycho. You got a Damon. Oh my god, how cute. I can watch this over and over. Aw, dogs are really like the key to my heart.
One more. What is glass skin?
Ugh. Okay, glass skin is like, it's actually nice, but I have based on the thumbnail, this is going to be disgusting, but glass skin is like where you have really, really, really naturally lubricated skin, like your oil production is on point. Your oil production in your face keeps you youthful. It fights wrinkles. Like all this like matte shit and like not being oily is really, really bad for your skin. So like the Korean beauty care, they like to have a finish that looks shiny as if you don't have any makeup on. And there's some people that take it really far, and I've seen some products that are like this heavy gel that like dries like rubber cement. You know what I'm talking about when you're like school and you like paint the rubber cement and you like roll it up, like and you peel it off, whatever. It's meant to be a mask to like pull blackheads out. So it's like this clear gel you put on. Like hardens. I keep ripping my ears out. But it like hardens, and then you kind of peel it from the edges, and it's like that rubber cement concept. And you peel it off, and like all the blackheads and whiteheads like come off, and they look like little porcupine quills on the thing. So I have a feeling that's what this is. I'm scared. Oh, I'm scared. She looks nasty. Oh God. Before we even get to the glass skin, can we just talk about a filler?
Today is a glass skin day. No filters here.
You don't say.
Just glass skin. Hi, friends. Today is a glass skin day.
I hope she's not lonely. Ooh. This makes me think of that woman. This makes me think of that woman that was on Botched. I don't know if y'all remember that show, Botched. But they put cement in her cheeks.
Hi, friends.
To give filler. This is body dysmorphic syndrome. Gender dysphoria, same umbrella. This is just as ill, okay, as someone wanting to change their gender. Look at her. How shameful that nobody in her life, shouldn't need to mention this, including the doctors, didn't tell her, we should probably stop. I think you have body dysmorphic syndrome. I think you should see a psychologist. I don't think this is healthy. No one in her life has said, I think you should stop. I don't think you should put any more filler in your face. You should probably stop going to see the plastic surgeon. You should probably stop going to the med spa. Give it a rest on the Juvederm. This poor woman has no self-confidence that she actually thinks this is beautiful. And the sadness is she was probably beautiful before this because I could see through that. She's obviously had a nose job, facelift. She had a chin implant and filler in the chin, the lips. Her nares on her nose are triangular at this point. Her cheeks look like they probably have 150 cc's of fluid in them each. Fake eyelashes, tattooed eyebrows. She has a wig on. Everything about this woman is false. Now, my lips have filler, but that's the only thing. Oh, and I have implants. But that's because I was a double A. I look like a boy. And I'm very tall. So I was not about to not have any tits. And all my white went straight to my upper lip and my ass. So I got a smidge of filler. But it's really sad that nobody in her life has like sat down with her and been like, have an intervention. That the people that love her allowed this to happen. Because she was probably gorgeous before this. She probably suffers from it. She probably was abused. And my heart just goes out to people like this. But that glass skin, that's what that is. That is a mask on her face that she has put makeup on top of. Like a mask to pull blackheads out. That she's walking around in public with her face on. This is so sad. I want to give her a hug. I don't know. That makes me sad. Look at the meme they put of the Saw guy. What's the Saw guy? Jigsaw. Oh, man. Poor baby. And now she's just going to be hated on. And she doesn't even see why. See, that's real dysmorphia. That is real, actual dysmorphia. No, this is not an AI thing. This is a real human being.
I could show you her whole page.
Yeah, let's go to her page. Witchy Lashes. Oh, man.
Hi, friends. We're at TJ Maxx about to do another TJ Maxx finds, TJ Maxx haul, and I'm going to have you shop along with me, so stay tuned for more.
I would love to find out her story. Yeah, let's find an old picture of her. Okay, so it looks like she was selling bag. Oh, she was like doing shopper things. Like that's how she got big. Okay, she's got a lot of viewers because she's like a shopper and tells you like where all the deals are and everything. But she wears the same shirt.
Shop with me as I walk around TJ Maxx looking for some.
She wears a scrunchy bra and a scrunchy tube top always.
Alt dresses on sale. They must be on sale. That's the thing. We don't pay full price for anything. We like.
I'm shocked she doesn't sound nasally. I'm shocked she has stable bone in her nose.
This dress looks really nice, and it's long. I'm really disappointed because I don't see like. Usually I go to the juniors and there's like a lot of cute dresses. Did they sell all the dresses before I got
Like, look at the size of her neck to her head.
I don't understand what's going on.
Like, that's how much filler's in her face, folks.
They have so much on sale, you guys. They are really clearing it out.
Poor thing. Oh. All right, let me look at the chat. He said, "Oh, what the hell is that?" Jesus, she's enough to give Chuck Norris nightmares, dude. Let's see. Yeah, pobrecita. Sorry, it was harsh, but man, this is horrendous. It is. It's really. But you're probably correct about the mental trauma. Yes, it's definitely somebody that I think really someone else took their entire soul, took all of their self-worth, and she would probably hate me for being able to read this about her, but I know she's probably been through some serious, either an abusive relationship or probably I would want to know what her relationship is like with her mother. Okay, not as bad. But she's calling that soft glam. That's, honey, that's like evening makeup That's like heavy makeup. That's not soft.
Friends, we are at Marshall's looking for
See, she wears the same shirt for years.
For glass skin, sheet mask, and Korean skincare.
See, sheet mask.
So I'm gonna flip around the camera so I can show you some of the toners and essences.
Her plastic surgeon
that I
should be
used
just
in the previous video.
like,
we talked
what do you
about
call it when you take their
serums,
license away?
moisturizers, and sheet masks. So we're gonna keep going.
That's her. Oh.
All right, you guys. This is one of my favorites. It's called Essence Toner, but it's more of an essence. And it looked like tea. It's just incredible on the skin. It's perfect if you have red.
She never even tried that shit. She's just talking about stuff that she sees, and she ain't even touched it. She don't even know what she's talking about. She said it's more of an essence. Do you even know what essence means? It defines the toner. It's a toner. It's a very perfumey toner. It's not less of a toner. Because the descriptor comes first before the noun. Maybe spend money in some English classes instead of your face. Sorry, I'm getting mean. I'm trying to not be mean. I can't get mean. Okay. That's all the videos we have. So, if we could go back to camera 2, that would be great. I am going to do this blind kid challenge with my kid and post it for you guys. I think it would be really great. And I am going to keep the front porch videos coming because some of you messaged me over the last couple days saying I love your glammy stuff at night. I don't know if they realize this is an actual real professional show, but they're like, I miss the porch ones where you're not all done up and reading the Bible. It got me through my work, and I totally am not going to stop doing that. And I really appreciated that message. So I will keep that going for you guys during the daytime, during work hours. And it's probably the perfect time because when you're at work, we usually hate the people we're at work with. And we do need a little bit of Jesus to get through the workday, I would suppose. All right. Well, it is now 1 o'clock. My show has gone on for 2 hours. And there's one more video the producers are saying this is perfect to end on. Okay. Let's see it. These earrings are about killing me.
Bullshit! Bullshit! I'm being treated like a black person right now.
And he's drunk. Honestly, the best drunk people I have met in airports. I make friends at the airport. I do. I'm like the mayor everywhere I go. I make friends with everyone. But the most fun drunks are definitely in the airport. Everyone hates their life that's drunk in the airport. All of them. It's really great. Maybe one day I'll do a live next time I have to jet set. I'll do a live in an airport bar. That'd be a good one. I'll just get a rando on there for shits and gigs. It'd be fun. Okay, so Chels, man, dude, you are the shit. You've stuck with me through the whole freaking 2 hours. I think you're probably the first viewer that stayed the whole entire show. You get a fucking honorary badge. And I want to have you on my show because I love the UK. I love all the things. I don't like what's happening to you guys over there. And I want to talk about it. And I want to get more of you Britons on board with the American spirit of being ungovernable. The thing that got us kicked out from your island over there. Actually, I know too much about that. But let's do an episode. We can have you on. You don't have to go on for the whole thing if you don't want to. But, it'd be a good one. Hit me up. Send me a DM. Anyway, if you're interested in me covering something on the show that you're interested in, send it to me in my DMs. If you want me to react to something, send it to me in my DMs. If you want me to fact check or, go full-blown sleuth journalist, send it to me. It's really a good time for me. I love anything confrontational. My role is definitely on the offense. I've accepted that about my life. I'm okay with it. I've got a voice. I'm going to use it. And we're here to take down the oligarchy. Fuck the NWO. Stay awake and not woke. Okay? Stay safe and never, ever, ever, ever let anybody take away your natural rights, your God-given rights. You guys be blessed. Have a good night, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Ah.